Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Tommy Morris here for San Diego Friday Night Lights Magazine's brand new web show. Let's get a little bit of news, then we'll get to our interviews. This week we got Chris Martin from Otay Ranch, and then we got Dominic Bradley joining us all the way from Mayville State, now out in North Dakota. Should be a good interview. It's a little bit of news, though. In San Diego, CIF is considering adding an open division to the playoff structure. Currently, there is no open division, so the teams compete for divisions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now they're adding an open one because they say that too many teams are winning the same divisions, giving everyone more of a fair chance. Our game of the week this week was Oceanside at La Costa Canyon. It was supposed to be teams 1 and 2 in the county going head-to-head. Looked like Team 1 versus Team 150. Oceanside won 56-0 at La Costa Canyon. Huge win for the Pirates. I don't think anyone in the county can beat them. Now let's jump out to some interviews. First, we'll bring in Chris Martin on the phone. He's a wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner from Otay Ranch. Chris, thanks for coming on with us. You guys started off 6-0, great start. Then you dropped 3. What's going on?
I think just basically our offense, we really didn't have the spark as a team like we used to have. We just need to get back to, having that a little bit of that swagger that we used to have, that we used to carry ourselves with. After that Olympian game, it was tough, and we just never, really recovered, and we never really got our spirits up. As much as I tried to lift up the team, it just wasn't there, just mentally.
And you guys got one more big game against Eastlake coming up. Any changes we're going to see going into that game? Are you going to stick with the same path, or how you can handle it?
We're definitely gonna try to rely on the pass a little bit more. We're gonna try to get the ball into our receivers' hands and have the running game complemented. And then on defense, it's just mainly we got to stop the running backs. They have an amazing running back core, just in total, and we need to just get there and be able to shut those guys down and force them to pass.
And you mentioned the offense and the defense. You play both. You also return kicks. What is your favorite position to play on the field?
Wide receiver is definitely my favorite position, just because you have a chance to manipulate the defensive backs and be able to force your will upon them. I love being able to be in control at that spot.
And speaking of that spot, I believe that is a spot where most colleges are looking at you, correct?
Yeah, correct.
What schools are on that list?
Also, I have Colorado State, Nevada. I have Arizona State, Oregon State, San Diego State also, and even Cornell, an Ivy League school as well.
So have you been able to go on any visits, narrow that list down a little bit?
I went on a couple of unofficial visits, just kind of checked out the campus, and I went to the San Diego State football game, and I'm going to do most of my official visits after the football season.
Sounds like a good plan. And so are you going to miss San Diego at all? I mean, you played high school football here, obviously. What was it like being here for your high school, enjoying the football experience in San Diego?
San Diego has an amazing atmosphere. Just being able to be broadcasted by stations such as PPR and being able to be in the Union Tribune, it's amazing. Especially all the talent that we've had come out of here, like Reggie Bush, Kenny Stills, Tony Jefferson. It's really, I'm not gonna say it's like Texas football, but we definitely have a little bit of upside to San Diego.
So who is that one guy who you model your game after then? You talked about all those old guys from San Diego. Who's the one that stands out to you the most?
Just really Kenny Stills. I mean, his routes were just amazing, and the explosiveness he displayed off the line and the separation he was able to get. It's something that I model myself after, that I really want to, be at that level. All
right, Chris, thanks for your time. Before I let you go, I got to give you a chance to get some shout-outs out there. Anyone you want to thank?
I definitely have to thank my mom, just for being able to put me in this position, and my dad as well for the sacrifices that he made. But I also like to shout out my quarterback, Kyle Hawkins, and our other receiving core, and our coaching staff as well, like my receiver coach, Coach Gary, and those guys do an amazing job week in and week out, and my grandmother as well. I got to give a shout out to her.
Got to thank the grandma always. Hey, Chris, thanks for your time. We really enjoyed having you.
Definitely, thank you.
Now we will go from a current San Diego section player to a former San Diego section player. He's Dominic Bradley, calling in all from Mayville State. I don't really know what to call you. Do I call you a running back? Do I call you defensive back? Do I call you a kick returner? What word would I use to describe you?
I mean, I would definitely have to say alternate. I play a lot of positions everywhere I am. Wherever the team needs me is definitely where I put myself, for sure.
And where you have put yourself is North Dakota. pretty far from San Diego, not exactly the sunny beaches. How did you end up out there? You know, how did they meet you? How did you meet them? How did that whole process start?
Actually, my cousin ended up coming here, and it was kind of a big choice of mine. I've been looking around at all different kind of schools, and I started to realize that I wanted to focus a little bit more on my education. So when the small schools started to come about, Mayville came up at, I would say, like the perfect time, and I ended up shipping out here, which is.
So it looks like it's worked out for you again. You've been player of the week in your conference, offense, defense, and special teams. Not a lot of people can say that. Again, I just got to ask you more about Mayville. What is it like living out there compared to San Diego? You know, it's obviously different, but what things stand out to you the most?
There's definitely it's a slower paced. Things slow down a little bit. Being in the city, everything's always moving and moving and moving. Here is more. It slows down a lot, and I like that. It's very calm and collective. Time to worry about my books a lot more, but as well, I have all the time in the world to worry about playing football as well. It's like being a family out here. Everyone knows each other. It's like you represent a town and not just a piece of your area, which is kind of crazy. Like you're the only college out here, the only college in this area. It's like being a family. That's about it.
And so just getting back to your San Diego roots, how did playing high school football in San Diego prepare you for the next level?
I would say the intensity level. Definitely being with so many people going to school with me and so many people around, definitely the hype and all the pressure that you get definitely prepared me for college. Being in San Diego ball, it's definitely a lot of fun. You have a lot of rivalries. You make a lot of friends, as well as, you learn how to play the game. You get tremendous coaches through your career. You learn how to play the game for sure.
And so, you got 3 games left this year. What do you project happening for Mayville State in the rest of the season?
Oh man, it's been an up and down road for us for sure, and now it's looking like our coach at the end of the year takes care of business. He knows how to make sure we stay very fresh, and I think at the end of the year that's going to be our biggest advantage is that we still have a young and fresh team. And I think we're going to come out and we're going to be able to finish out in the end of this year very well.
All right, and I got to ask you a couple more questions, just because first of all, the hair. We got to talk about the hair. A nice mohawk going with a little bit of color in there as well. Where did that come from?
It came over time. I definitely had a mohawk in high school as well, and as I started to grow a little older, my personality started to form itself, and I would have to say definitely my hair was a part of it. One day it was just a random day. I decided to I'm just gonna dye my hair blonde and see how that works out. Time started I did it over time. I was like I just want to throw some color in there. I did that as well, and then it started to become a tradition. Every breast cancer awareness month to go pink. And it definitely started working out for me really nice.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Actually, one more question for you. Sorry about that. What do you want to say to all the boys back in San Diego?
I definitely want to tell them to keep your heads up, man. Do your thing. It's always a hard road no matter which way you're going. And, definitely stay the path. And I definitely want to give a shout out to my cousin Montel, USD, definitely balling out. And all the people back home, I love you and miss every one of you.
All right, great. Thank you, Dominique. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tommy Morris. See you next Monday.